Family and consumer sciences is a crucial part of your education. It fuels your everlasting creativity and critical thinking abilities. It also bridges the gap between traditional education and practical skills that are hence needed for your very bright future. Hello everyone, my name is Harper Benish. Family and Consumer Sciences, otherwise known to many as FCS, is a grouping of classes in which one learns how to work efficiently and thrive in today's ever-changing world. Classes within FCS can range from things like interior design and fashion design to child development and even all the way to classes like culinary and food science. Classes like these can teach you important skills and knowledge that you will most likely need at some point in your future, like how to cook, how to sew, how to make your house look aesthetically pleasing, the stages of a young and developing child, and more. While these skills can help you live your everyday day-to-day life, family and consumer sciences can also help prepare you for your future careers and present you with skills that are needed for a career in the century. Obviously, some questions tend to come up about a topic like FCS skills. You may ask, what exactly are these skills and what can an FCS education provide that some other types of education do not? Firstly, let's talk about the different skills that you can obtain through an FCS education. In a quote from an article written by the California Department of Education, Consumer and Family Studies programs provide students with life management, transferable, and employability skills through instruction and leadership development activities. The article then goes on to talk about the different skills that students are taught through distinct content areas. There are 8 in California, and these content areas are child development and guidance, consumer education, family and human development, fashion, textiles, and apparel, food and nutrition, housing and furnishings, individual and family health, and lastly, leadership development. While obviously these are different for each state, I have found through my research that a lot of states actually have very similar content areas to California's. As we can see here, these areas of learning are wide-ranging and cover an array of topics that are extremely beneficial to your future. Some of these areas are more focused on a specific career or career groups like fashion, textiles, and apparel. Some are more general and broad that can be applied to all sorts of future careers like leadership development. And others are just beneficial for everyone and can provide you with integral skills like individual and family health. All of this just shows how FCS is better than your normal education. This education provides you with major real-world ideas that will help you gain knowledgeable skills, which will help you to be successful in life. I mean, just think about it. An education without FCS is not really an education at all. Just learning about your basic math, reading, science, and history does not always provide you with vital skills that you eventually need to have when you go out into the real world. In no way am I trying to mean what is being taught in general education courses, as is what is being taught in them is still extremely important, but FCS just adds the extra spice to your education, and overall it fuels your fire in terms of academics. As I talked about before, you are actively learning and being taught things that are centered around a certain career path. You are also learning about things that will help you flourish in life when you eventually go out into the real world as an adult. This is great and all, but how exactly are these skills being taught in classes? Well, one example that comes to mind is work-based learning. According to the Illinois State Board of Education, work-based learning provides students with the opportunity to engage and interact with industry experts, employers, post-secondary institutions, while learning to demonstrate essential employability and technical skills necessary for today's workforce. This is amazing. This is exactly what students need to have to be able to learn and keep the skills that they learn. Let's look at some examples of work-based learning. One example that pertains to FCS education could be that a student who is very passionate about culinary arts gets to work with a local culinary professional. Another example is a student who is very passionate about graphic design gets to work with a company or a business to help them design their website. My last example is a student who is very passionate about child development gets to go help out at a daycare. These are just many examples of super amazing opportunities that work-based learning can provide to students in FCS. Student gets to learn skills or build on their prior knowledge and develop more technical skills to prepare them for future success with a career. Work-based learning is one of the many great ways that students can build, learn, and use their skills, maximize their potential, and also have fun at the same time. Work-based learning is a super great opportunity, but there has to be more than that, right? Well, lucky for us, there is. Tech-integrated learning is also an important and amazing opportunity for students to learn FCS knowledge and gain skills. We are living in a century built on and extremely dependent on technology. Technology is a part of our everyday lives and can be very beneficial to students. Tech-integrated learning is super beneficial for students because it can provide them with a lot of amazing opportunities that most physical classrooms cannot give them, as it is just not available. Let's look at some examples of tech-integrated learning. The first example is using websites or apps that are able to analyze the nutritional value of foods and dishes in classes like culinary arts and food science. Another example is using online softwares that allow students to design their own houses, buildings, rooms, and much more for interior design classes. The last example that I have is creating games or quizzes on sites like Kahoot or Blickit for any students in any class so that they can enjoy learning and practicing while still actively participating and getting some type of knowledge out of playing games. As someone who uses technology basically every single day, all three of these examples seem super amazing and fun, especially the last one. I love being able to learn about things and retain my prior knowledge while simultaneously playing an enjoyable game. It allows for less stress in the classroom, allows for time for fun, and is overall a very great learning experience. Now that I have talked about ways that students are able to learn things, gain new skills, and more through an FCS education, we now need to talk about ways to strengthen FCS. While millions of students across the United States are actively in FCS classes, the enrollment in those classes has gone down significantly since the early 2000s. Carol Werhan, an associate professor at Pittsburgh University, talks about enrollment decline in FCS classes at the high school level in her 2013 scholarly article. In the 2002 to 2003 academic year in the United States, around 5.5 million students were enrolled in some type of FCS class at the high school level. Then, in the 2010 to 2011, as well as the 2011 to 2012 academic years, enrollment rates for both years dropped to under 3.5 million students. Currently, the numbers have gone up, and there are an estimated 5 million students enrolled in a high school level FCS class, but obviously this number could be higher. But how? How can we get FCS to become a bigger thing and make more students want to join? After talking with my wonderful FCS teacher and FCCLA advisor, I have come up with a couple ideas on how to gain students and overall traction in FCS. The first idea is showcasing FCS in a healthy and positive way. There are a lot of bad and unwelcoming misconceptions that surround FCS. These include sexist views about FCS being women's work and that it is easier and less academically challenging. These views obviously need to be changed in order to get more students to be involved in this education. We need to promote FCS in a way that will not turn away students and will support those who want to pursue a future career in family and consumer sciences. The second idea is making sure that every student has the opportunity to enroll and participate in FCS classes. Currently at my high school, and others as well, the number of students wanting to enroll in FCS classes is super high. However, because of the high enrollment rate, many students are not able to participate in the classes due to there not being enough space. One thing we can do is find more FCS teachers to teach in schools. Finding more FCS teachers will allow for more students to be able to participate in the classes, as there will be more room for them. Those ideas, and I'm sure many more, will 100% empower FCS education and give it the attention and recognition it deserves. More students will join, and more FCS teachers will be hired all across the country. I also hope that you see this as beneficial to you as well. With everything I talked about, I hope you see FCS education as something you need in order to be prepared for a career in the century. The amazing opportunities that an FCS education provides, plus the fun and unique learning strategies, are extremely beneficial to you and your future. I hope you fit FCS classes into your school life and it becomes a fuel to your academic fire. Thank you.